Welcome back. Seeing that we are dealing with rational expressions, fractions in our equations, we have to talk about an important concept, and that's the concept if there's a zero in your fraction. So let's go back to third grade. If I give you the expressions 0 divided by 5 and 5 divided by 0, do they mean the same thing? Do they have the same value? Well, we have to talk about what it means to do division. Division means to break into equal groups. So let's take a whole number 6. If there were 6 of you and I said divide into one group, there would be 6 of you in that group. If there were 6 of you and I said divide into 2 groups, there would be 3 of you in each group. If there were 6 of you and I said divide into 3 groups, there would be 2 people in each group. And if there were 6 of you and I said divide into 6 groups, there would be 1 person in each group. So we understand the concept of division. It means to break into equal groups. And we do understand that's what a fraction is. A fraction is division. So now let's talk about this fraction 0 divided by 5. 0 is our dividend, what we're starting with. So I have nothing. So ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing in my pockets. I have nothing in my purse. Yet I want to take that nothing and divide it into 5 equal groups. That's what the divisor means. 5 is your divisor. Your denominator is your divisor. And that means break it into equal groups. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you in my hands I have nothing. Yet I want to divide that among 5 of you. Well, I can do that. I give you, I give you, I give you, I give you, and I give you. I took my nothing and gave it to 5 people. What did you all get? That's right, you all got nothing. So when 0 is in the numerator, when 0 is the dividend, what you're starting with, it doesn't matter what number you divide it by. If I have nothing and I divide it among 1,000,000 people, everybody's still going to get nothing. So 0 divided by a number is always 0. The reason why I know that's correct is you can always check division by doing multiplication. So think back. A minute ago, you told me 6 divided by 2 equals 3. We know that's correct because now if we take our answer 3 and multiply it by our denominator 2, we'll get back to the numerator 6. Well, so is true. If you say 0 divided by 5 is 0, I'm going to check that. I'm going to take my answer, my quotient 0. I'm going to multiply it to the divisor, the denominator 5, and 0 times 5 is what's in the numerator, the dividend, 0. So it's important to understand, if 0 is in the numerator of a fraction, that is okay because the value of that fraction is 0. 0 divided by any number will always be 0. And I wrote a song. You're not going to find this on the internet. I wrote this. 0 divided by a number is just fine. The value is 0 all the time. I'll sing it again. 0 divided by a number is just fine. The value is 0 all the time. So when we're looking at a fraction, it is okay to have 0 in the numerator. But now go to my next expression, 5 divided by 0. That means something totally different. That means I'm starting with 5 objects, whether it's $5, 5 markers, 5 cell phones. I have 5 objects. Here I have 5 fingers. I want you to take my 5 fingers and divide it into 0 groups. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that makes no sense. How can I take 5 objects and form 0 groups? Right now, these 5 objects together are one group. I have one group of 5. I can make this into 5 separate groups, but I can't make it into no groups. So if 0 is in the denominator of your fraction, if 0 is your divisor, that makes no sense in math. Well, here's the problem. You can't say that answer is also 0. It can't be the same answer as what we had a minute ago. So what happens is because dividing by 0 makes no sense at all, that means that there's no answer. And the word we use for that in math is undefined. Now, I'm going to show you how we can prove that. One way we said is to show if division's correct to do multiplication. So if you said 5 divided by 0 was 0, then if you checked it, 0 times 0 is not going to give you 5. It's never going to get you back. One of the coolest things about a cell phone is Siri. So you know with Siri you can ask her a question? I'm going to ask her a question. So let me see if I can ask her a question this morning. Siri, what is 5 divided by 0?
You know, that's not nice. Are you trying to scramble my computational cortex?
She knows, even on the graph on this cell phone, that you cannot divide 5 by 0 because it doesn't make sense. If I ask her this question, Siri, what is 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And you are sad that you have no friends.
Isn't that cute? But that shows you even Siri knows that you cannot divide by 0. If you typed 5 divided by 0 in a calculator, you would get an error. So again, I have a song for this. My song starts out, 0 divided by a number is just fine. The value is 0 all the time. But a number divided by 0 is a mistake. Undefined is what it makes. Undefined is a word to say we cannot divide by 0. 0 can never be in the denominator of fraction because it doesn't make sense. Another way I remember this is using the word on and no. So if you look at your PowerPoint, 0 divided by 5. 0 looks like the letter O. 5 is a number which begins with the letter N. That spells O-N on. If it's on, it has a value. 0 divided by 5, that's on. I got a value. It's 0. But if I have the expression 5 divided by 0, 5 is a number, that's an N in the numerator. 0 is the letter O, that spells N-O. That says 5 divided by 0 is no-go, can't do it. And if it's a no-go, that means there is no answer. And the correct mathematical word we use for dividing by 0, because it doesn't exist, is the word undefined. All righty, see you in the next module.